Hello everyone, is the FPL Grandmaster back again with another video for you all today. What a game week. What a game week it was. It's gone. Finally things have gone. They've started to fall into place a lot better. I took a risk. I took a big risk this game week, playing the wild card early. A lot of people talking about playing it in game week 32, following the blank in 31, but I pulled the trigger this week. I saw a bit of room to maybe get up the ranks a little bit, so I went for it now this week. And it's paid off. It's paid off quite well, I'd say, for me. I took a big risk. Not a single Arsenal player in this team, not a single Chelsea player in this team. So it was always going to be a bit stressful watching that Arsenal Chelsea game, seeing if anything would happen. Annoyingly, of course, Gabriel getting an assist. He's hit DEFCON. He's on three bonus at the moment as well. And Timber, after being absolutely terrible, looking completely off it for a bit in terms of FPL at least, he's only gone and scored against Chelsea as well. A bit frustrating, but it's just one of those things. I'm quite happy with how the game week has gone, to be fair. A couple injuries, which we'll talk about later. I mean, starting from the back, of course, Kelleher, he didn't play in the game against Burnley. It wouldn't have really made much difference. I mean, they conceded three goals. Brentford, Burnley, just they look decent-ish at the moment. I mean, they almost came back. They got very unlucky with VAR, obviously, in that game. But Kelleher he's not out for a long time. I think it was literally his partner had just given birth, so that's why he missed the game. So I'll have Henderson coming off the bench for him. 3 points from him, not too bad at the end of the day. In the defense, Virgil, I'm a bit lucky with that, to be fair. He got a goal, clean sheet, not nowhere to be seen. Conceded two goals to West Ham. So it'll be a bit nervy having him, but obviously Virgil does have goal threats, and it's come good for me here today, or yesterday, I should say. O'Reilly getting the clean sheet, going off a bit early. I'm not really sure about the injury news now. It's just one of those things. I guess I'm gonna have to have a look at him to see what's going on there. With Hill, I mean, he's a cheap option, obviously. Would have been nice if he'd kept the clean sheet against Sunderland, but he hasn't done that, unfortunately. But not the biggest concern, not the biggest deal in the world. I'm a bit worried about Rodgers, if I'm honest now, though. Obviously the Wolves game was the last good game, and my plan was probably to bench him against Chelsea and against United, who Villa have in the next two. But I mean, with the injuries, I don't know again what's going to happen with those, but he might have to play, particularly if Haaland looks like he's not going to make it for midweek. It's not the worst game, I think, against Chelsea. It could be a lot worse, and Rodgers could very well perform, but against Wolves, away, you kind of want a little bit more in that fixture. It would have been nice to kick off the game week with him doing something good too. So what can you say? It's just gonna be wait and see now with the wild card. And then Mbumo, of course, not he didn't do anything in the United game in terms of FPL points. But I mean, I'm gonna be quite patient with him now, to be fair. It's kind of a good way of hedging, I guess, on United, because obviously everyone has Bruno Fernandes now. So if Mbumo does well, it's that kind of will help me get up the ranks. That'll be the extra difference, I think, for me. So quite happy with that. Speaking of Bruno, he's done the business this week. Obviously, goal, assist, three bonus points. Not much more I could ask for really there. A bit annoying, obviously, because of the Haaland being out completely. So I anticipate there's going to be quite a lot of people who just, I suppose, have vice captain Bruno this week and have captain Haaland, and therefore it's kind of minimized the gains a little bit for me, which is it's always a bit annoying when that happens. Obviously, would have I mean, who knows? Maybe if Haaland played, he would have like absolutely smashed Leeds. I don't know, but City only got one goal in the end without him. Went to that goal courtesy of Semenyo, he's just been very good ever since I brought him in again. As a City asset this time, of course. He's been very good for City. He's been scoring. He's been getting returns. Even when he hasn't scored, I think he got DEFCON in his last game. So he's been very good for City. And Harry Wilson, what a player! What a football player! And a goal assist from him too at his price. Absolutely lovely. I'll gladly take that. It was him or Dango, and I'm glad I've gone for Wilson. I always reckoned, obviously, on paper, the Burnley fixture looks better, but Tottenham are terrible. Awful, awful football team, especially at the moment. So, I mean, I was happy to go for him, and his fixtures look really good following the Spurs game, too. So, happy to take him into the next couple game weeks. And then finally, he got Thiago. He got a goal, he got a bonus point, but he got a yellow card as well. A bit annoying, but not, again, not the end of the world by any means. I'll take the goal from him. I think the bench it's gonna be increasingly important now to see what happens with this bench. We can have a look at next week how I was looking to line up. So this is what my plan was, of course. Little did I know I was gonna have to deal with one, two, three yellow flags. I think four as well because Anderson didn't play because of illness. I mean, hopefully he's back for midweek. When is he playing? He's playing on Wednesday, so fingers crossed he's back. With the others, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. I mean, Rodon, he went off at 86. O'Reilly went off at 69th minute, and Haaland just didn't play at all. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there, to be fair. I'm going to have to have a look at the press conferences just before the games. Hopefully, get a little bit of team news there, but it's quite hard to predict at the moment. What I would have gone for, I think Haaland really was the standout for this game against Nottingham Forest, but if he's not back, obviously I've got to think elsewhere. I am genuinely considering Calvert-Lewin as a differential in this. I mean, obviously Fernandez is probably going to be the most popular, especially. I mean, given if Haaland's out, then yeah, he will be. If not, if Haaland's back, Haaland will probably be the most popular, and that's also probably where I'd go. But I mean, if it's not Haaland, I don't know. I'm not. Fernandez has been good, but Newcastle away is still a tricky game, even if they've not completely been at it as of late. Newcastle, I think it's still a bit of a tricky game. I think Sunderland at home. Sunderland haven't been great as of lately, so I think that could be a fixture to target. It's also why I would have played Rodon. If he doesn't, I mean, I'm less concerned about the defense to be fair, because I mean Anderson and Hill to rotate for O'Reilly and Rodon is hardly the worst thing in the world. And I guess similarly, Rodgers coming in for Haaland could be a lot worse. Could be way, way worse. So I'm not really too concerned about that, to be fair. We can kind of take a look also at I mean, my plans for the next couple game weeks. I mean, 33 looks like it will be a good game week. I mean, yeah, it makes sense because obviously the prediction is that it might be a double game week. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, none of this is confirmed as of yet, but I mean, if it does go like this, I've got quite a few double game week players already. It might be a good game week to play the bench boost as well, potentially. Yeah, that could be a very, very good bench boost. So, I mean, if I'm feeling more patient, I could do that. I did talk last week about playing the bench boost in 29. That looks completely off the table now, given the amount of yellow flags, and it's a midweek as well, of course. So it's double the risk, really. You don't know. I mean, most of these players, I think, are fairly safe from rotation, but I'm always a bit paranoid about rotation, especially when the fixtures become a lot more congested. So I think 29, I'm not really gonna play my bench boost now. I'm gonna just ride this out. I don't see a need to make any transfers. My plan really is not to make transfers this week in 30 or in 31. 32 and beyond, we'll see if transfers are needed. They might be needed here, especially in the defense. Maybe I upgrade Rodon or I I change Anderson or Hill. One of those three defenders, maybe. It looks like defender transfers might be on the cards for that. And suppose I don't make any transfers, I'll have four free transfers in 32. Obviously, as I've learned this week, you really don't know until the game week happens. You can easily end up with a couple injuries. So that's something to note. And then finally, we can have a quick look at transfers in. I'm not going to look at all of these. I'll just look at some of the ones I think are interesting. Ekatike, I mean, the Liverpool fixtures they're quite good. They play in the, they obviously play in the blank. If they are going to, I didn't know about the potential double for them, but if they do double, that could be quite good as well, to be fair. So that might be something to consider. But yeah, Ekatike and Virgil, I think, are both decent shouts. Virgil van Dijk, I'm always a bit skeptical because I mean, again, we saw it against West Ham where you would think Liverpool would keep a clean sheet. They've conceded two. They've conceded two. They might have scored five, which fair enough. Maybe that makes their attacking options like better options. But for the defense, I think people are slightly overhyping Virgil van Dijk, but I mean he is good for DEFCON. But I mean for 6.1 now, you want a lot more than that. You probably want the guarantee of clean sheets. But the fixtures are good to be fair for Liverpool, and if they're gonna get clean sheets anywhere, it surely has to be in this fixture run. And Wilson is just he's class. He's a very good player, and for FPL now he's delivering. Semenyo, it's every week it feels like I suppose there's less and less reason to bring him in because of the blank. But I mean, if you have a way to navigate the blank, it's not such a big deal, I don't think. It's mainly if you're not free hitting and you, I guess, have you already have three players that are gonna blank. You don't realistically want to bring in a fourth blank game week player. I mean, a player blanking in 31. So that's something to consider. Sabozlai, I'm never really a big I'm not really a huge fan of him as an FPL asset, but I mean, if people want to go there, fair enough. Fernandez, I think most people should have already. I mean, I don't know why you would have waited this long to bring in Bruno Fernandez, but maybe you have. I think you go for him if you haven't already. And then Thiago's, yeah, again, a decent option, probably comfortably the best Brentford asset, I would say. In terms of transfers out, I mean, Rodgers has been really frustrating, and I can understand why ahead of this fixture run you transfer him out. Again, for me, not a priority, but I can understand why others might want to make that transfer, especially if you're waiting to play wildcard. I mean, yeah, if you're waiting to play wildcard, then maybe this is a player you go for to transfer out. Haaland, you could. I mean, to be fair, again, if you're playing wildcard in 32, and especially if he's missing the Forest game, realistically, the only risk is this West Ham game. Then he blanks, and then if you play wildcard, you can bring him in for 32. Even then, like you don't necessarily have to because Chelsea, Arsenal are hardly the best games in the world to bring him in. And Verts, yeah, fair enough. Again, I don't expect him to be back for midweek. I mean, he could be, but I wouldn't expect it. Mukiele, I've got rid of him on wildcard, and fair enough. Again, Chelsea players, again, a lot of people getting rid. Fair. I think that's fair. It's a lot of the transfers out. It's kind of just a case of what are your priorities? How many free transfers do you have? I don't, in terms of the transfers out, I don't really see much issue with a lot of them being transferred out. It's more just if you have the transfers to make, then sure, go for it. If you're only on one or two, then you want to realistically conserve it. But a lot of it depends on your chip strategy and how you're looking to navigate. As I've said for my team, my strategy realistically, hopefully these are just yellow flags and they're back. If they do miss the midweek game, hopefully they're back for 30 at minimum. But my strategy is pretty much just to bank as many transfers as possible. So even when people do play wildcard in 32, which most people or a lot of people will do, especially if you're following a lot of the big content creators, a lot of them are pushing for the 32 wildcard strategy. I would say for me to kind of mitigate some players that maybe are like recently in form, I'm trying to bank transfer so I can get to them if need be. And I don't have to take a hit. But yeah, it's overall a very good game week for me actually. I've gone into the top 2 million finally. It's taken ages. It's taken a good while to be fair. But happily I'm there. And with that, I mean that's the video. I've got to get this out as quick as I can really. It's another tight turnaround with another midweek game week. But I hope that helps a little bit me talking through my strategy. As always, if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Please comment down below any comments, any transfer advice, anything. I will answer whatever questions you have for FPL down there. And as always, I've been the FPL Grandmaster, and I'll see you in the next video.